Our AMD Tribute build is coming to an end now. We've pretty much got everything done apart from a couple of things. We have managed to install the rear fan now, which I've actually opted for a light up red one in the end, because when I was testing with the black one that I was going to use, there wasn't enough light at the back of the case, so I've installed the same fan that we had in the front. I ordered another one and installed that, tidied up the cabling, and it's all fit and working perfectly now. It actually lights up the case a lot better, which is really nice. The other two things that are left to do really is install the additional lighting. So I've designed some lighting for this, which is going to really show off the AMD brand and logo in, and fit the GPU, but we're still waiting for the GPU to turn up, so that will be installed later, which is why this cable is still out, the PCI Express one, because I'm not sure if the GPU that's coming actually uses a extra power or not. The GPU that we've opted for is a Radeon RX 560. After looking at a lot of the reviews and a lot of the benchmarks, it seems like a very good card that goes with this processor and won't bottleneck, so we're going to get some good results off of it. It's going to be nice and equal across the case and across performance, so we'll see how that goes. But what I want to show you now is the actual lighting that I've designed. So originally I managed to get some LED strips, very simple 12 volt strips, which you just connect straight up to a power supply and they glow up. These are red in colour, and I wanted to disperse the light a little bit so they weren't completely just separate LEDs. So what I opted for in the end was some of this bar. So this is extrusion bar, which has a kind of white non-transparent coating on it, so the light actually disperses. You simply insert your LED lighting into it and then click back on the top, and that way you get a bit of a dispersed light as well as it being protected. I use that in some 3D printed parts that I made. So I 3D printed them and joined them together because my printer isn't big enough to do this whole piece, and simply attached that extrusion in the back. Produced my own cables, which are going to hook up to the cables, if you remember, that we built that hook up to a Molex, and they're looking pretty smart. This one in particular is going to run up into this groove here. This is a bit of wasted space that I found, and I thought actually it would be quite good to reuse this. And it's got an AMD logo in the bottom, so it'll be a red stripe down with a logo in the bottom that lights up. The other one is actually going to go across the front of the case, and it's this one. This one actually has the Radeon name and then a similar bar which will blend into the other bar as we go across. Very similar design, just two 3D printed pieces attached together with some of that extrusion and LEDs in, and its own custom cable. So all we need to do is fit these now. They are a little bit awkward on fitting because I have to be able to get the cable around through the bottom and round, but I have had them in and out on testing, so it is possible. All we need to do is insert the cable through there. Actually, I'll get some tweezers. So we insert the cable through there. We just have to basically pull it out so it can go around the corner. Once it's around the corner, that's it. So once it's around the corner, the cable will feed down into the case, and this piece simply slots into that groove. It's reasonably tight so that it can't fall out into there. Now, what actually holds this piece in will be the front panel. So the front panel, and there's no extra need for screws or anything on that one. This one simply goes into the front and it clicks into place there. I've made it tight enough so it does actually click, and then I've embedded a small screw to reuse one of the holes from the case into there, which I will then screw in, which will actually fix it permanently. Well, semi-permanently. We can always undo the screw, but it's much stronger this way and it won't fall into the case. and all I need to do is actually plug both of them in, and they'll actually light up beautifully. When the side goes on, which I have here, you won't be able to see much, so this has still got its plastic on, but it is actually tinted glass. You won't be able to see much until the lights come on, and then when the lights come on, all of the detail of the machine will actually be shown up. And that's where we're at. So we are waiting for the GPU, like I said, and once that comes, we'll do another video on installing that GPU. We'll get it all installed, get some benchmarks off of it, see what it can actually do, but I think it's going pretty well. If you want to see the next video on this, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit like on this video.